Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with the host, me, Jonathan, once again bringing you my review and thoughts of tonight's episode of The Flash, Season 3, Episode 12. Gotta say, much better with the whole Iris situation. I know last week I kind of ranted about how she was starting to piss me off and just be annoying and complaining and whining, like her character, because, it's not really her fault, this is another version of Iris. Iris in Season 1 and Season 2 were a lot stronger, independent woman than in this one. This one just all depends on Barry, way too much. And you know what? Today she didn't really annoy me. She kind of concerned me because at a point of this episode she almost could have died, and I don't want to see her dead yet. Maybe her character get improved better. Who knows? But all this episode was basically started with another villain from Flashpoint coming back to basically target some police officers that he knew from Flashpoint that are not really, some of them are not police officers in this timeline. So, and he has a power where if he touches somebody, they can age rapidly and then turn to ash and then dead. So basically he was going after his targets, doing what he had to do, and then you have Barry, while he's trying to figure that out, he's also getting Wally prepared to be the one to save Iris from Savitar in the future so that way she can live. Gotta say, very good episode. I mean, this episode basically focused a lot on Wally and how fast he's gotten. This kid, in the beginning they showed a race between the two of them. I mean, Barry's slightly faster just right now, but once Wally gets his speed better, he's going to be even faster than he is, which is kind of mind-boggling. But yeah, it's awesome. It was cool to see that. It was so funny also to see the team have bets with everybody. It was so funny. Except Joe. Joe didn't do it. And Joe was a very good character in this episode today. He was very cool. While all that's happening, obviously Joe gets attacked by the guy who's basically trying to get rid of all the cops, who basically caught him at Flashpoint, and then he decides to go after Iris. He touches Iris, but then Wally catches her, before she gets too infected. And of course he blames himself for not getting there too fast, but what can you do? And then they had to use Caitlin to basically use her powers to basically freeze her arm to stop the infection from spreading and aging her, and then obviously turning her to dust. And then we almost had Caitlin turn into Killer Frost. For a little bit she did, and probably could have turned completely, but obviously Julian basically calmed her down and listen, you're the strongest person we know, we all love you here, we need you to be strong and you can control these powers. And it worked. Maybe that's the key. Maybe she should date Julian, and maybe she won't be Killer Frost. I mean, they gotta change that part too in the future, because Killer Frost was in the future when he went into the future, and he saw that newspaper and it said Killer Frost still at large, so maybe they can change that. Who knows? But like I said, cool episode. I enjoyed it. My favorite part of this episode was obviously Wally. He's just cool. I like his look. He's confident. He's strong. He's basically capable of doing his own thing, but he does need help. Time and time, he finally learned how to phase through, just like Barry did. And speaking of phases, Barry phased an entire train through basically a broken bridge. Literally phased the whole train to safety, and he saved everybody. That was cool. I mean, he can do that in the comic books. That's how powerful the Flash is, so yeah. Like I said, very good episode. I enjoyed it. Now I gotta wait 2 weeks for the whole Gorilla Grodd episode, because at the end of this episode, you see Jesse Quick saying that, oh, my father was just kidnapped by Grodd, I need your help, and obviously 2 weeks from now is going to be them going into Earth 2 and getting Harrison Wells back, so let's see how that turns out. But like I said, good episode. I'm glad Iris is still alive, even though she has been bothering me in these episodes, but today she was fine, so at least that. And oh, by the way, they also told Joe that Iris is in danger of dying in the future. So the way he handled it, obviously like a father, made sense. So that worked for me. Wasn't too much negatives here. I mean, the bad guy himself was kind of didn't really do much. He was more a defensive villain than a an attack person in a way, because his powers, he can't really touch anybody. He can touch people without them dropping dead. So, he didn't really do anything to Barry, but Barry and Wally couldn't do anything to him. But, like I said, cool episode. I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it if you saw it. Thank you, and have a good day.